Okay, good evening, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Complete Sports Media's podcast. I'm your host, Darren Campbell, coming to you from the Complete Media Network. And our regular Monday guest joining us is always Jason Cameron. Hey, buddy, how's it going?
Good. It's been a good long weekend. I managed to see a lot of good friends and family and catch up. Yeah, it's been great.
Yeah, happy Labor Day. It's always great to have a long weekend. A little bit sad, though, because it's kind of officially the end of summer for most people. Obviously, the kids and the people that got to go to school, and most people kind of just feel like this is it. Summer's over. We do have officially a couple more weeks, but do you always kind of feel like it's the end of summer too?
Yeah. It's kind of like, it's when all the kids have to go back to school and their fun is over. Now the fun begins of school and learning. So it kind of is always felt like that this is kind of the more unofficial end of summer.
Yeah. Well, it was really nice to have a long weekend. I took advantage of it, watched a ton of sports, but also got out and about, checked out a lot of nice, fun places. And I feel super energized and refreshed, ready to hit the ground running on a good week. But I can't wait to cover the weekend of sports. There was a lot of fun things. UFC had a card. It was an early card. It was originally supposed to be in England, so there was tons of English fighters on this card, Europeans, and they decided to keep it at the time that's best for them to watch it over there. So it was a early card, had to get up early and watch it. I know you watched it after the fact, but it was kind of a great card. Nice to see these English guys representing and really doing so well. What did you think of the card as a whole?
I thought it was really good. Yeah. I was super impressed with all the fights on the main card and on the prelims. It was a solid card. Really was a solid bunch of fights.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. The main event was supposed to be a really titanic battle against two guys vying for a possible title shot. Darren Till and Brunson, both of them sort of going in opposite directions coming in, but everybody expects Darren Till to take that next step and really get up there and compete again for a title shot. Brunson has come in his last 5 fights as an underdog and won them all, and he did it again. He got rocked at one point, but his takedown ability and the ability to keep the guy down and sink in a rear naked choke got him the victory, and he's on the fast track at 37 years old. He might be getting a title shot next.
Yeah, old man got it done. He did really well on his timing for his takedowns. I thought that he was pretty much dominant every time he took Till down. And there was really nothing Till could do except for try to battle back to his feet. And even that was an extreme amount of effort, it seemed to me, from Darren Till's part to even get back to his feet. But in the third, Till actually started piecing him up pretty good. But again, Brunson, wily veteran that he is, knew that he was getting tagged, knew that he needed to bring it back down into his element, his world, which was wrestling. And he scored that takedown, and then that was all she wrote after in that third. Got the rear naked choke and got the win.
Yeah, he sure did. Yeah. His switch to Sanford MMA has really rejuvenated his career. We talked about Sanford quite a bit in the past few months, and it's amazing what they have done for fighters and giving them this resurgence. I've been just blown away at hearing Sanford so often and so many of the top level guys in all the divisions.
Yeah, they have this ability to really emphasize what some of the old veterans do well and get them to really target that specific ability in the octagon and use it to the best of their ability.
Yeah. So he called out Israel Adesanya. He has lost to Adesanya before. He's also lost to Whitaker. He lost both of those fights in the first round. They weren't title shots, but he has lost to those two guys. He said he wants to wait and face the winner of that. Do you think he should? Do you think he deserves it? Who should be next out of those two guys when they fight for the belt?
I think he does deserve it.
Okay.
I think he does deserve it just for the mere fact that he's a vet. He's always been at the upper echelons, the top of the rankings, and just never really got his shot. But now he's got a legitimate shot at whoever the champion is between Whitaker and Adesanya. And I think the UFC will give it to him because this is pretty much, you could say, at his age, this is probably his last chance, his last run at it.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't you give him the opportunity and see what he can do with it?
Yeah, great point. Very good point. I was really surprised to hear after the fight that he said he suffered a severe rib injury, that he actually thought he broke some ribs with a kick. He said he was facing off in training camp with a guy about 240 pounds. He kicked him and his toe ended up getting lodged up into his rib, and he thought he broke it, but it severely hampered him. He said he couldn't spar. He had to take a little bit of time off. He actually considered not even competing in this one and trying to push it a little bit. I was amazed because you really couldn't tell.
No, you absolutely could not tell at all. You couldn't even tell that he's hurt or anything. But that's the amazing part of these guys and what they can do once they get in the octagon, their ability to literally shut off or shut down pain and just to go forward. It's amazing.
It is amazing. Yeah. These guys are just incredible. He also said Jared Cannonier could be an opponent. He said he's already called out Paul Acosta, and they had sent a contract that he had agreed to Costa, and Costa refused to sign it. So he said he's willing to wait, let himself get healed, and he thinks maybe March. The Adesanya Whitaker fight hasn't got a date quite yet, so not really sure when that's going to happen, but I could see him fighting against the winner of either of those two guys. He also called out the Paul brothers, and he said maybe Dana could release me from my contract super briefly. I could go over to Triller, kick those guys' butt, and get back over here and make some money. I don't think Dana's going to do that, but it's good that he's thinking of himself and trying to put himself in that mix too.
It's funny because even with him saying it kind of as a joke, but it's kind of a real thing because all of these guys are now noticing, yes, it's a circus that they're putting on, but these guys are getting paid real money.
Yeah, big time. Yeah, well, it was a great main event. I was super impressed with it. What about the co-main event? Tell me your thoughts on that fight.
Well, I personally thought Aspinall was going to win this fight.
Mm-hmm.
I was just thinking it wasn't going to be as quick as it was. It didn't take him long. Aspinall is an amazing athlete. He's very light on his feet. Actually, the way that he moves kind of reminds me of Cyril Gane.
Yeah,
he's got that kind of movement. He's got that kind of athleticism. And when he throws his hands, they're lightning quick. He's probably got some of the fastest hands, if not the fastest hands in his division.
Yeah, man, is he ever fast? 6'5", 250, be able to move like that. I was blown away that he completely pitched a shutout. Spivak did not land a significant strike, did not do a thing. And this is a legitimate heavyweight that has done well in his career. Only came in 2 losses in 15 fights. And Aspinall is just a monster, tough to deal with. And that speed, it just, it's going to be hard for a lot of guys to be able to withstand that and stay away from those strikes because they were just coming so fast. Before Spivak could even move, he was already getting hit.
Yeah, he didn't have time to react. And then the strike that put him on his butt, so to speak, was not a punch, it was an elbow.
Yeah.
And so I'm super impressed every time Aspinall steps into the octagon. I'm always been impressed with his performance, and again, another impressive performance.
Yeah, exactly. I want to skip to the light heavyweight matchup between Khalil Roundtree and Modestas Bukauskas. Roundtree is being criticized a bit, called that kind of dirty. That was a strike that maybe they should ban. What did you think when he landed that side kick to the knee and just absolutely destroyed Bukauskas's knee?
Gross. It was grossed out. Like,
yeah.
How about this? Every time I've seen that strike thrown, it makes me cringe.
Sure.
Because I know exactly how devastatingly bad that strike can go for the opponent. I've known that every time John Jones throws it. Like, I know why Quentin Rampage calls it like a dirty move or a dirty strike.
Yeah.
But if they're not going to get rid of the strike, then it's completely legal. It's allowed.
Yeah.
But it's just a devastating strike, though, and especially if it's thrown at the right time. All his front pressure was on that league leg as he threw the jab. And Khalil Roundtree was right. He's like, I was just waiting for him to throw that jab so I could throw that technique. And I would be worried if I had to fight that guy.
Okay, yeah.
You know, because I don't want that to happen to my legs or my knee, because let's be honest here, Bukauskas, that guy's probably not going to be able to fight for a year.
Yeah, it was devastating. Yeah. I think major ligament damage to probably multiple ligaments, and just an immediate stoppage. Herb Dean come in and just waved it off immediately. Roundtree said that, he doesn't do it in training because he doesn't want to kill his training partners, but they had talked about it and they had saw something in video that made him think that once he did throw those shots and was heavy on that front leg, that was susceptible to it, and he was just waiting for it. That fight ended in 2.5 minutes, and the Aspinall fight ended in 2.5 minutes. That's the first time in UFC history that two fights have ended exactly the same time. That was kind of interesting, and it wasn't long. He looked great before he threw that shot. I thought he was going to win, but he saw that opportunity, took advantage, and moving him up the ranks. I feel sorry for Bukauskas. I don't think they're going to have to ban that because we don't see it very often. It's been a while since I've seen that, so I don't think they have to do a knee-jerk reaction and ban it. But I feel sorry for a guy when he takes that and now he has to go into rehab for that long. Yeah,
it's just a devastating strike. But at the end of the day, he was not winning this fight. His nose was literally pasted on the side of his face. And man, it was a very dominating win by Roundtree, like a ridiculously dominating win. The only thing I didn't like was how Bisping at the end, when he was interviewing him, said, it's not the kind of ending that you wish to see, though, right? But in my head, I'm like, if you throw that strike, that is the ending that you should see. Come on. And when you don't throw that strike with it to be like, now I'm going to knock him out. No, that's the ending. That's what you should do.
Finish. Yeah, exactly. You're right. Yeah. Good point. Okay. The fight that started the main card had the UFC debut of Paddy the Baddy Pimblett. And I think this guy's probably going to be a new superstar. He's not super polished yet. He, had himself in a bit of trouble, but he's got personality. He's got a lot of flair. He got himself in trouble and threw the KO to get the big victory. A former Cage Warriors champ, and he comes in here, said he's finally ready, and he had a great debut in the UFC.
He had a great debut. Kind of keeps his chin a little high. That's something that he's going to have to work on. But he's a fighter, man. He's a fighter because he got hit hard by Vendramini. Anyways, he got hit hard by Luigi a couple times in that fight. And but he came back with a ferocious onslaught of punches. And once he had that man hurt, he took him out. He definitely has killer instinct in him.
Man, does he ever. He called his shot. I saw the early pre-fight stuff, and he said he was going to knock him out in the first round. He sure did. He was Mario to the Luigi. He got 50K for it. And yeah, just his demeanor, the way he talked, he reminded me of somebody like a Conor McGregor, Sugar Sean O'Malley. He definitely has a personality, and I think the UFC is going to feature him soon. And he does have some holes in his game that he's going to work on, but I think the entertainment factor is going to be there.
Oh, I think the entertainment factor is definitely there. Anytime that you can make Bisping actually feel entertained as he's interviewing you, that's pretty good. You're pretty good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. The feature fight on the prelim card had a women's flyweight bout that ended up getting fight of the night. Molly Meatball McCann beat John Yin Kim, and this was a hell of a fight. Really, really great battle. Both girls had no quit attitude and fired a lot of shots. Super entertaining. I really enjoyed seeing these two girls go to battle.
Yeah, a lot of volume thrown on both sides by both women. And it literally came down to McCann's aggression versus Kim's footwork, evasiveness, and her straight counters.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, McCann's aggressiveness and octagon control won out, especially in that last minute of the third, where she left it all out on the line and just swung for the hills and just kept swinging till the end of the bell.
It was great. She's just pointing to the ground and going like, let's go, and just firing shots. And you don't see women do that very often. It was really cool. She definitely gained a lot of fans. You could hear the fans inside chanting meatball, meatball, and just to, let it go for broke and just fire shots for that last minute. It was entertaining, but beyond belief.
Oh yeah, of course. But she definitely has that big personality support the way that she fights, which is go, every full blast, full bore, everything coming right at you. It was a great win by McCann.
She said she has 2 torn ligaments in her knee and a broken knuckle. So we're not going to see her right away. That's for sure. She's going to have to go and rehab. But there was almost 600 punches, significant strikes thrown in this one. And if you didn't see it, anybody that's watching or listening, find it online. Really great female battle. One of the best I've ever seen, actually. So I fully recommend it. Jack Shore, another guy, another English, Wales, a Welshman. He comes in, keeps his undefeated record going, was totally dominant in this one. It was just, to me, just a one-sided affair. And he just showed that he's got a ton to give to this bantamweight division. I'm really excited and looking forward to seeing him again.
Technically superior in all aspects of this fight, whether it was on the ground, whether it was in the clinch, whether it was stand up on the feet, whether it was controlling distance with the other fighter, like everything. Yeah. He was just technically superior in all aspects in this fight. He won at every step and stage in the fight. Dominant win by Shore. Yeah. Dominant.
He was a late replacement. Saeed Nurmagomedov was supposed to be the opponent. He had to drop out. So really great to see him come in on late notice like that, and just an amazing striking display. He said he has an injury also that needs to be addressed, a shoulder injury in camp, and then he re-aggravated it in the fight, he said. His father was in the corner, as well as 3 other fighters had fathers in the corner. I thought that was kind of cool that they pointed that out, and it's amazing that that's happening so much at such a high level here in the UFC.
It's cool to see though, because I think it gives the fighter extra motivation if you got to get this one for pops, so to speak. So it's cool to see, and it's cool that that it's a family affair, and that they're cheering for their sons or daughters in the octagon.
Yeah. Okay. We had a Canadian in a catchweight fight. This was a late replacement fight as well. Julian Erosa and Charles Air Jordan. Jourdain looked great. He was, he seemed very on for so much of this fight. And then third round, Erosa was able to take over, get a submission win. What did you think of this one?
I thought it was. I was looking forward to this fight from the beginning because I thought they were both pretty even. But what was beginning to tell was that Jourdain was beginning to land his counters a little bit more effectively from halfway through the second, I thought. So then that's why Rosa changed his attacks and started going for the grappling in the third. And by him changing that up, that's how he created the opportunity for the Darce choke.
Yeah.
Because as he was coming up, as Jourdain was battling to get to his feet, Erosa took the opportunity to say, "Oh, his neck is right out there for me," and it was just super slick how he slipped in that Darce choke, sliding in the right hand right underneath his neck, and just locked it up, rolled him up, and choked him out.
Yeah,
it's beautiful.
They called it a Darce choke, and I thought at first it was a Darce choke, but actually when I rewatched it and I watched some other commentators talking about it, they are actually calling this a Bravo choke. It's a choke that doesn't happen very often. There's only 3 other fighters that have ever used it and won 2 times. This is the second time he's ever used it and won. Dustin Poirier, Tony Ferguson, and Vicente Luque are the 3 guys that have ever used that choke and had been able to beat 2 opponents with it. So kind of cool. I thought at first, but I was like, that doesn't look like a true Darce. I want to see that again. And when I was able to watch it again, watch some other people that were commentating about it, it's called a Bravo choke from what they say.
Oh, okay, because you are right though, with the way that he did lock it up. I don't think I've ever seen it like that. Like just with the way that he was standing and everything, and the angle and the positioning, I was like, I don't really know how he did that, but he did it.
Yeah, it was wild. That's the first decision lost by Jourdain. I hope he can bounce back. It's good to see Canadians doing well. I thought he did great. He just got caught with that choke, and it was just forced to tap. So the fight that began the night or began the afternoon, I'd say, was also a Canadian, Marc-Andre Powerbar Barrio against Dolce Lungambaya. Man, this was amazing. Barrio, he started his career 0-3, and I was really worried that he might lose his shot. He's now won 2 in a row. He looked super impressive in this one. I thought he just definitely gassed out Dolce just by his constant pressure, and he looked amazing in this performance.
Yes, constant measured pressure, educated pressure. He never put himself really in the path of destruction of Lungbala's punches, because that guy can punch. He's got power for days.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he was not afraid to stay in the pocket and trade for a little bit, which I was actually very impressed by, because he did get hit a couple times by that dude, and he was still there to bang. And a very impressive win by Barrio, especially at the end there, where he could have taken his foot off the gas pedal, made the win a lot easier for him, but he tried to take him out at the end of that third round, and I was pretty impressed with that.
Me too. Yeah, definitely. He just kept the pressure on and wouldn't let up. He took a super bad eye poke, and I was a little concerned and worried. It looked they were looking at it for a really long time, and I started getting concerned that they were calling it. But luckily, he was able to finish and get the decision victory. He called out Eric Anders, yeah, boy. I think that would be a hell of a fight, and I hope the UFC matchmakers can make that happen.
That would be a great fight. That would be a great fight, and I like the fact that he's calling out a guy that's not an easy fight for anybody. No. Is Eric Anders, so he's not afraid of the moment. That's for sure.
Exactly. Yeah. So that was a a fun card. Great that they pulled it together. Even though they couldn't have it in England, still nice to see a lot of English fighters and European fighters on it. And we have a break. Nothing next weekend, so you're able to go up and just fully enjoy your wedding and all the festivities up there without having to concentrate on the UFC next weekend.
Yeah, I don't know how that worked out, but it did. So that's actually very good for me.
Yeah. So the only other thing I want to mention in the world of combat sports is Oscar De La Hoya has been kicked out of the fight that he was supposed to have against Vitor Belfort, and 58-year-old Evander Holyfield has taken his place. Your thoughts? I know you sent me some text, but tell me your thoughts.
Well, first off, I think maybe in a weird sort of way, this is probably it might be a good thing for Oscar not to be getting into the ring, because I don't know if he's mentally there right now, so to speak. But so that happened, and I believe this was all due to COVID. That's why he can't fight. But on the flip side of things, I don't know. Is it better that a 60-year-old man is now going to step into the ring? Probably not so much. I'm curious to see what kind of physical fitness level he's at when he steps in. Is he going to look like what we've always seen him as? I'm like, oh, he's still jacked. Look at that.
Yeah, that would be amazing, wouldn't it? Yeah. Speaking of jacked, I want to show quickly a little thing on Vitor Belfort. He is definitely on these TRTs again, and holy crap, this guy looks unbelievable. I'm shocked how much it it can increase a guy's look. He doesn't look all skinny and blown out anymore. Just check him out for a second here.
Okay. Who on September 11th takes on Oscar De La Hoya in a professional boxing bout in Los Angeles. Trailer. First of all, Vitor, we've talked to Oscar. We've talked to you about Oscar over at MMA Junkie. I want to focus this interview about you. This is your first fight, first training camp since 2018. You're 44, but you look great. How are you feeling entering a fight that hasn't happened in almost 3 years for your career?
First of all, I feel great. I think it's just the way you tell yourself how you feel, but it's also your lifestyle. So when I designed the Belfort Fitness Lifestyle, my fitness program is for everyone. It's a program that I've been everyday training. So it's easily for me to go transition to a fight game because I've been in good shape, forever. So the idea I always tell people, how you have a health, how you accomplish success is doing the little things right. And the little things is like what you do with your day, your thinking, your habits. So
and TRT. Make sure you mention that, Vitor, and TRT. Yeah, all those good things. Yeah, I'm definitely going to help somebody keep in shape. But I have pictures of him. I didn't put them up today, but I am going to put them up on the website. I have pictures of him that he kind of looks like you see like maybe a sausage that's been squeezed a bunch of sausage out of it. It's amazing the difference that he has changed his body from over the years. There was a time where he was incredibly jacked, then he lost a hell of a lot of muscle, and now he's back. Look at this. Look at that guy. He's incredible shape right now.
Yeah, because I remember at the end of his UFC career, it looked like he was like a deflated balloon.
Exactly.
It looks like somebody has pumped him back up. So I think he's good now again.
I feel a little worried about Holyfield. I haven't seen any training from him. This just happened. So, I hope he's been training. I don't think so because he hasn't been fighting for a hell of a long time. So, I'm a little worried. Vitor's not a boxer per se, but the shape he's in, I think he could do some damage to a 58-year-old man.
Yeah, 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 because the one thing that we know about Vitor is he's still got a lot of power. He can still hurt you very, very badly with his shots. And then we also know that a pumped up Vitor is a very, very dangerous Vitor.
No kidding. Yeah, exactly. Wow. They have decided to move this event to Florida. They said that they were having some issues, and the California State Athletic Commission didn't really want to sanction this fight, didn't want to allow Holyfield into it, so they've moved it to Florida from California. Also on the card is Anderson Silva, who looked amazing in his boxing debut against Tito Ortiz. I don't know how long it's been since Tito's fight, but crazy, man. Yeah, this is insane that this fight's happening as well.
Man, I guess we just have it as like former Hall of Famers are fighting now, and just like veterans of the sports. Just like, oh, you know what? I need a little quick payday. Why not? Because I got to be honest. Yes, even though Anderson and Tito are fighting, I think it's pretty obvious who's going to win this fight. Wouldn't it be Anderson? Because Tito's hands were never that good to begin with. So come on, are you serious?
I know. Well, did you see any of the highlights of Anderson against Julio Cesar Chavez Jr.?
No, I missed that.
Wow, man, he looked incredible. He lit the guy up like crazy, and this is a legitimate boxer who spent his whole life boxing as well as his father. And Anderson Silva looked phenomenal. Just was able to just take it to him and finish the fight. Yeah, it was super impressive. I'd be worried if I was Tito for sure.
Yes, exactly. So you got a guy like Anderson Silva, who we know is supremely talented, but he can actually step into somebody else's like environment and destroy him. And you want to that guy. That's smart.
Yeah. Tito's never been known for being super smart. So yeah, not surprising, but I'm sure I'll take a look at it and I'll let you know how it goes. Yeah, I know you won't be watching it, but I'll let you know next Monday how it turned out.
Okay, well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay, well, let's turn away from the world of combat sports and talk about the NFL. We've finally arrived. This week is the opening of the NFL season. This is the longest season in NFL history. They have decided to increase the schedule to 17 games, and I'm sure it'll be 18 really soon, and we'll just keep adding it on. Might as well just take the record book and rip it up and throw it away, because most records are going to be broken with this extra game in it. But I'm looking forward to a lot of the aspects of it, and especially Thursday night. Really good matchup with the Tampa Bay Bucs and the Dallas Cowboys. I think that was a smart matchup for the NFL matchmakers, and a good way to kick it off on Thursday.
Yeah, that's one of the best ways, because everybody loves the Dallas Cowboys, and then with the Tampa Bay Bucs, just the former Super Bowl winners, Tom Brady, can he do it again? What's he going to look like? All of those storylines are going to be said. Yeah, I look forward to the game, because I'm kind of curious to see just how scary efficient the Tampa Bay Bucs offense is going to look. They have weapons everywhere.
I think this might be the first time in many, many, many years that a Super Bowl champion is returning all 22 starters, all 11 on offense, all 11 on defense. There was a lot of talk early on when that season finally ended that there was no way they were going to be able to pull it together and keep all these guys under the salary cap and try to pull it together. And a lot of guys took less money so they could stay there. And they work some magic, and they have all 22 starters back. So how can they not be the favorite to win it all again?
Exactly. And then also too, who in their right mind now is going to count out Tom Brady? No. That's dumb. don't do that. You shouldn't do it. Like I have done it many times throughout the course of his career. I have paid for it. I guess I'm gonna go with 7 times. Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
they're definitely the favorites to win it again. They got all their guys back, and man, but here's the thing: throughout this regular season, I think now with the extra game, it's going to be a war of attrition. It's going to be like what teams can actually make it to the postseason with most of their stars intact.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, we've already seen COVID rearing its ugly head again. Lots of guys on the COVID list. There's been a lot of guys that have been affected by it. I didn't realize this, and I just heard this, I think this week, that Tom Brady actually got COVID and suffered through it through the off season. But early on in the off season last year, or this past season, it was found out that he had blown out one of his ligaments in his knee, and he went the whole entire season without a knee ligament in place, and he was able to take this team and win the Super Bowl again. So we're going to see a super fast Tom Brady coming back and being able to defend a Super Bowl title. I hope this COVID doesn't affect him at all. But Tampa Bay is scary. Their offense is phenomenal, and their defense is just as good.
Yeah, they're good on both sides of the ball, and man, you just build the legend up of Tom Brady. I wasn't even 100% when I won that Super Bowl, but that was pretty cool though. Whatever. It's like, what else could you do? Like, he's pretty amazing, and it's even sounds to me ridiculous that we're talking about a guy that could be on his way to winning 8th Super Bowl.
He said he contracted COVID from that boat party they had celebrating the Super Bowl. So that might be next year. But I remember just seeing him tossing the Super Bowl trophy back and forth between the boats and stuff. And they looked like a super fun time. But COVID ran rampant, and a few of the guys caught it from that event.
It kind of sucks. But hey, that's what happens when you party on boats sometimes. I guess COVID will happen.
Yeah. Okay, what about the Cowboys? Do you think Dak Prescott can bounce back from a compound fracture to his ankle, dislocated, severe injury that's usually going to hamper a guy's speed and maneuverability, mobility? Do you think he's going to be able to bounce back 100%?
I think eventually, but you know what? Like I have a feeling maybe like the coaching staff has probably told Dak to just try to keep it more and be a pocket passer. Try to get the ball out quicker. Like don't feel the need to extend plays with your legs because maybe his legs are not quite there yet. Yeah. So I think they'll probably institute things for him so that within their offensive package, so he can just get the ball out quick and make the game a little bit easier for him, possibly at the start of this particular game or the start of the first couple of games before he feels comfortable with his legs being underneath him.
One of the biggest news to come out of the team this week is their offensive guard, Zach Martin, is out because he tested positive for COVID. So the protection's not there. I think they're going to be handing off to Zeke a lot and seeing if he can run. Tampa Bay's run defense was #1 in the league last year, though. So they're going to, see if they can get Zeke going. But I think the only way Dallas can win is through the air. Yeah.
And also, too, like since they know of Dak's, injury, they're going to be coming after him. I would expect from the Tampa Bay's defense a lot of blitzes coming at Dak.
Yeah. Okay, let's go to your team. The Atlanta Falcons are without Julio Jones for the first time in a very, very long time. Super sad to see him gone. What do you think? Atlanta is still pretty stacked in offense, but have they shored up their defense enough to be a legitimate playoff team this year?
In a word, no. I don't think they have quite. I don't think they have enough on defense to really start scaring people within their own division. Yeah, their offense is always going to be pretty good, especially with Matty Ice back there. But their defense, man, it's not. They don't have enough for me, anyways. I don't believe they have enough to really make a significant leap forward for this particular football season.
Okay. They had a 4-12 record last year. They are favored in their opening game against Philly, who was 4-11-1 last year. Philly seems to be a bit of a train wreck, and not sure how they pulled together. So do you see Atlanta being able to pull out a victory to start off the year?
4-11 versus 4-12, huh? I think so. I think they might just have enough to surpass the Philadelphia Eagles. Probably win by a field goal or two or something like that. It'll probably be an extremely boring game. Like, yeah, it'll probably be one of those.
Okay. Most of the people around here are big Seahawks fans. They face the Colts. Seahawks were 12-4 last year. They are the favorite going in. Colts were 11-5. Seahawks, it's been a long time since they were in the Super Bowl, 2014. There was a little bit of trouble with Russell Wilson this offseason, but seems to somehow have repaired things. What do you think out of Seattle this year? Do you think they're going to win the NFC West again?
Yes. I'm going to go with yes. I want to say that, you know what, Seattle's always been good. The team has always been good with dealing with internal strife, as it were. And the whole situation with Russell Wilson, even to me, still, it was kind of weird. You know, like at first I thought, is he gone? Is he gone? Maybe indefinitely. Now he's definitely gone. But somehow they managed to make it work. So that's awesome to see, because, you know, he's one of the best quarterbacks. Like, he's in the top 10 for sure in the NFL. So, yeah, I think that the Seattle, as long as they stay the course with that team, they can definitely win the division again, for sure.
The Rams were able to pull off a huge deal and get Matthew Stafford. Do you see him being a huge upgrade on Jared Goff?
Potentially. I've always appreciated Matthew Stafford's abilities, but now that he has everything that he would ever want or need as a top tier quarterback, let's see what you can actually do with it now. Yeah. You know, so I am curious to see how effective or how much better the offense is with him in as opposed to Jared Goff. So he'll have to prove it.
Yeah, he sure will. Yeah. The other team that most people say will take another step this year is the Arizona Cardinals. They were 8-8 last year. Really had a lot of heartbreaking wins, some really exciting or heartbreaking losses. It had some really exciting wins. I think they look to be better going in this year. Super fun team to watch. What do you think we're going to see out of the Cardinals this year?
I think you'll see better performances. I think now that Kyler Murray has a season to be familiar with his like offensive weapons, especially maybe have more familiarity with DeAndre Hopkins. I expect better from them this year than what they showed last year. And some of those closer games that they lost, they should win this year.
Yeah. Okay, why don't we turn to a couple of the other divisions? That South Division last year, the Saints were on top, and the actual Bucs were 11-5. They put it together at the end of the year. Do you see the Bucs being able to blow away that division?
Yes and no. I think, to be honest with you, I think they'll come back this year with a similar record, maybe one better, because I believe, you know, like when you're the champs, you're going to get other teams' best shots. Right. People are going to get up for you, even if they're horrible teams. They're still going to give you a rough ride because they want to prove themselves against the champs. So I think that the Bucs will have a similar record for this year as opposed to last year.
Okay. The NFC East, to me, I think it's going to come down between the Giants and the Cowboys. Saquon Barkley is coming back after he had a really horrific injury too. If he can be healthy and he can, recapture some of the great offensive abilities he's got, I think the Giants are the front runner. Washington still hasn't named their team, and I don't know how many years it's going to take them, but this was a division that everybody laughed at because nobody was 500 last year. Who do you see rising to the top of this division?
Such a horrible division. Anyways, no, but talent wise, I guess Dallas, I would like to go with Dallas because I don't have any confidence in the Giants quarterback. I believe it's Daniel Jacobs I don't have any confidence in him. Right. Like none. Like zero confidence. I have confidence in Saquon Barkley as long as he can stay on the field and not be injured again. But that dude, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe not. Yeah. In the North Division, Green Bay blew away that division, 13-3 last year. Aaron Rodgers also had a bit of a strange offseason. It looked like at times maybe he wasn't going to play there. He did sign a deal that seems like he's only going to be there one more year and then move on. Do you think he's going to be able to be at that MVP level like he won last year?
Well, I guess for him, he's looking at it's the last kick of the can with this team anyways. So I would imagine that he would want to put on quite the performance, because why wouldn't he? Because since he's going to leave anyways, he would want the Packer fans and the Packer front office to know just what they let go by not handling him the right way his entire career in Green Bay. Yeah. So that might be just to show them, man, you guys made a horrible mistake. Horrible mistake. Yeah. I think he has a big year this year. I really do.
Cool. Yeah. Let's turn to the AFC. Obviously, Kansas City is the cream of the crop. 2 Super Bowl appearances in a row. Do you think we're going to see 3 years in a row the same matchup for the Super Bowl?
Oh, oh man. With the way that Mahomes plays, as long as he's healthy, I think they make it to at least like third round of the playoffs just before the Super Bowl. He's going to make it there at least, as long as he's healthy. As he stays healthy, he's not hurt, he's not injured, because he is literally the engine that makes that team go. Right. And even if the team is not going, he's still going. He showed that in the last Super Bowl there, where he basically tried to put on a cape and fly his team to victory. But the team didn't come along with him. So not much you can do.
The Bills were another big surprise last year. Josh Allen really emerged, and they became a powerhouse in the UFC. I mean, in the AFC. 13-3, were able to win the division by 3 games over Miami. Do you think the Bills are one of the elite teams again this year?
Yep, no doubt. Yep. I think the Bills are going to be right there now for the next couple of years. That's how they built up their team. Allen is going to keep performing at the highest level at the quarterback position. I really like the composition of this team. I think they're going to be good and right there for a long time now to come.
Nice. Do you see Miami being able to take another step? Tua seems to be the guy that most people are talking about all the time. Do you see the Patriots also taking a step forward? Do you see this being a competitive division?
With Miami, I think Miami can go either way, but the Patriots are interesting because now that they've let go of Cam Newton and they've given the reins to the rookie Mac Jones, I believe. I'm curious to see what the Rook can do. are we going to see another Tom Brady in the making? Is that what it is? Because if that is the case, I don't like New England. I don't like them then. I don't like that. But well, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see what Mac Jones can do. I'm very curious to see how the Patriots start off the season anyways, and where they go. And Miami, they could be as good as like going 11-5, or they just could be middle of the road, so we'll see.
Yeah. You mentioned Cam Newton being released. That caught quite a few people by surprise. I sort of saw the writing on the wall a bit. They weren't using him very much in the preseason. Mac Jones seemed to really be doing a great job. And then I had brought it up. I said he had been suspended, put on the COVID list. You said, that seemed like a little dirty move by the team. He had went outside of the jurisdiction, got a test, and for some reason, it sort of blew up. You said you think he's the first NFL player ever to be cut because of COVID. That could be the case. Is that something that you've heard, or you just sort of, deduced it from how this has come out?
It just seemed odd, right? Like this is your starting quarterback, so whatever he's going to do, especially with all the stringent COVID protocols, you'd think he'd put forth the effort to figure it out, right? Or at least he'd talk to somebody from the team that would tell him exactly what to do. Or even better yet, he wouldn't even need to reach out. Somebody would tell him. It's like, oh, I heard this down the wire that this is what you're thinking of doing. So this is what you can do, and this is what you can't do.
No.
But oddly enough, none of that happened.
Weird, eh? Yeah.
Weird? And it's kind of weird. It's kind of odd to me, right? So unless they set it up so that's like, well, Belichick in his dark room says, this is how we get rid of him.
Wouldn't put it past them. Yeah, holy cow. Yeah, so he hasn't found a home yet. That might be it for him. I don't know. I guess we'll see. As you mentioned off the top when I said 17 games, that there's going to be probably an increase in injuries this year. When a starting quarterback goes down or a good backup goes down, he might get a shot. But it was kind of dirty doing it so late. Usually if your plans are not to keep a guy around, you try to cut him a little bit earlier in camp so he has an opportunity to catch on with somebody else. But basically everybody had already, made their quarterback, put their roster together for the quarterbacks, and he's one of the odd men out.
Yeah. And that's why Belichick is ruthless. He's completely ruthless when it comes to stuff like that. Like he could have just said right away, if he knows in his mind, maybe this is not going to work, he could have let him go earlier, but he did not do that.
No,
didn't do that. So
pretty tough. One more division to talk about, the AFC North, one of the most highly contested divisions in football last year. Pittsburgh won the division 12-4. They started 12-0 and lost their last four, but the Baltimore Ravens were 11-5, as were the Browns. Most people think the Browns are going to take this division this year. Are you on the Cleveland Brown train yet?
Yes, I am. I agree. I think they take that step, and I think they win the division this year. I think they took that step last year, and now they'll just take the definitive step this year and be the division winners. I truly believe that, and I believe Pittsburgh will take several steps back. I don't think they're the Pittsburgh team of old by any stretch of the imagination.
One of the matchups that intrigues me the most this weekend is the Cardinals-Titans. I think this is going to be an huge offensive explosion. I think they both have troubles in their defensive backs, and Tannehill's back. I think with Julio Jones, Derrick Henry, AJ Brown being healthy, they're going to put up a lot of points, as well as the Cardinals have all their weapons. This is going to be a super entertaining, fun game, and I can't wait to watch it. I think it's going to be like a 49-48 kind of 51-50 game. I think it's going to be an offensive explosion shootout.
Yeah, and it's a great matchup. It's a great matchup, man. Like, cause like they have weapons on both sides of the ball when it comes to offense, and they're super exciting to watch when it comes to offense. I am looking forward to this matchup immensely. I think it will be a very close game, and it will probably come right down to the wire on what team wins.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the Titans got that South Division. I'm really excited to see them. I love a lot of their offensive players. They are must see football. The other team that I'm a fan of, the Chargers. That's always been my team. I'm really looking forward to Justin Herbert having a year behind him, getting an opportunity to push this team forward. I think the Chargers are going to be one of those teams to look for this coming season.
Yeah, I've said it before last season that they were just barely losing games anyways. I think this is where they make that turn. And those games that they barely lost this year, those are the games they win this year.
Yeah, so it's going to be a blast, a lot of fun matchups, a lot of great things to watch. Yeah, it's going to shake out well. The Monday nighter has the Ravens and Raiders. That'll be super fun. And that Sunday nighter has the Bears and Rams. Yeah, nice to see those games singularly, and the whole of North America starts watching. And yeah, I can't believe NFL season's back. We're going to be able to start talking football heavily every week now.
Yeah, it's nice to be able to talk football again. But also too, it's kind of sad for me because it does spell the end of summer to a certain extent. But it's also the start of football season. So let's get to it. Let's have some fun. All right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. One last thing, NBA, a couple of moves in the NBA that were significant this year, or this week, actually. LaMarcus Aldridge came back out of retirement and has decided to sign with the Brooklyn Nets. Good for him. I'm glad to see him back. And you and I keep talking. The Nets and the Lakers, they just keep bringing back all these old veterans and solidifying their lineups even more. I think DeAndre Jordan signed with the Lakers now. So yeah, the rich keep getting richer in the NBA.
Yeah, and I believe Paul Millsap also signed with the Brooklyn Nets as well. Yeah. So here it is. It's like all the vets are like, "Why? I need that ring, eh? I need that ring." So I'm just going to go with one of the best teams out there, and that's what it is. I'll take the veteran minimum. Here we go.
Yeah, I think you and I should just put some money down that it's going to be the Lakers and the Nets in the final, and I think I'm going for Brooklyn this year. I think if they can stay healthy, there's nobody going to be able to beat them. Yeah,
because how about this? I'll put it to you this way: what big three do you think work better together? Harden, Kyrie, KD, or LeBron, Westbrook, and AD? Yeah, right. And for me, when I look at the Lakers, I go, well, Westbrook's a wild card, so I don't know. Like, if he doesn't want to play the way that you want him to play, then he's not going to do that. He's going to do his own thing. And so I don't know. But I'm curious to see how both teams do as they go towards the playoffs, because it doesn't really matter about the regular season for those particular two teams. It just matters when they get to the playoffs. Yeah.
Well, we had those questions going in with Brooklyn when Harden went there. We thought, how is this possibly going to work? It's just, we just didn't think they would be able to coexist because the way they played in their previous careers. But Harden went in, was really an amazing addition, and he played smart. He played within himself and let Kyrie do what he's going to do, let KD do what he's going to do as well. And it was a really good move. Unfortunately, they didn't get to play together that often, but it was, something that we didn't expect from the Beard. Let's see if Westbrook's be able to surprise us too.
Possibly. I think he's going to be who he's always been, but maybe, you never know, because I didn't expect James Harden to all of a sudden turn into Steve Nash, but then he did. So, Yeah,
that was a shock. Yeah. So Okay, well, yeah, I wanted to keep it a bit shorter today. I'm glad we were able to get it about an hour. And yeah, I know you've got some things to do tonight. I hope you have an amazing short little week of work and then a phenomenal time up in Whistler for the wedding. Yeah, good luck. I hope your speech is incredible. I hope somebody records it so I can see a snippet of it or the whole thing. And yeah, have a blast this week, man. I hope it goes by really quick and you can get up to Whistler and have some fun with your friends.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And yeah, I look forward to this weekend. It's going to be a bunch of fun and see one of my best friends get married. It's going to be great.
That's great. Really great. Okay, man. Well, thanks as always. I appreciate it a ton. And I'm sure we'll text a little bit through the week. Yeah, have a great week. We'll talk soon.
All right. You too. Take care.
You too. All right. Bye for now. Okay. Well, that was great. Thanks so much to Jason. That was a fun podcast. Yeah, I love these. Let's just get in and let's talk about our partners and sponsors. I'm going to share this. Here we go. There is our main website. And now we go to the sports site and check out our partners and sponsors. Anchor FM, a fantastic partner and sponsor for Complete Sports Media, really great at posting on multiple podcast platforms. They call themselves the easiest place to make a podcast. Just go to anchor.fm. Verbero, the hockey equipment and apparel company, industry leader in technology, performance, and value. And you just click this little learn more box and you can see all the amazing products, especially the V350 stick. Pampas and Possibilities. They design and sell dried florals, do floral arrangements and installations in your home. They are designers of handmade, curated, pretty things with West Coast vibes at reasonable prices, and check them out on all your social media platforms. And Forever Living, the aloe vera company. They grow and manufacture aloe vera based products for health and beauty. And we thank our partners and sponsors so much as always. And we thank you. Thank you so much for all your continued support. And yeah, one of our podcast guests, Corey White from Showcore, has some NFTs online. I'm going to go to our music media site and post some links for you to check out the NFTs that they have available, Showcore, and hopefully you'll purchase some. Fantastic to see them going into the world of cryptocurrency art in the NFT world, non-fungible token world. It's kind of cool. So yeah, I'll put a link. Go check them out. Okay. Have a great week ahead. I hope you had an amazing Labor Day weekend. Thanks so much for sharing a piece of it with us. And I look forward to talking to you very soon. We've got some really great guests on the way in all of our Complete Media Network platforms. So keep your eye out on social media and we'll let you know. Take care of yourself. Love you lots. Bye for now.